And welcome to Allotmentjoy. This is our newest edition, newest allotment, so I've just been busy clearing up the edges and getting rid of a few weeds, and just look at that, you've just got some more dandelions coming up, so I'll have to gonna have to get in there and sort that out, little blighters. Anyway, so I've planted 3 red currants and we've got 2 gooseberries at the back. I just cut them back gingerly, but I'm going to be transplanting them soon. In here, it looks terrible at the moment. When I get finished with it, it won't. It's got potatoes in, so I'm going to have to tread carefully with that. We've put a brand new fence right away around the plot. Keeps the dogs in, keeps the fox out, and anything else like the hare and things like that, so anything that wants to crawl into the garden. Anyway, so this plot here is also a mess. I had a few pots here, I turned them over and I had 3 ant colonies. In fact, there's another pot there I haven't turned out, but I will do. So lots of raspberries also need to be thinned out, and the old cut out, and making room for the new. I'm not quite sure what they are, I'll jog my memory. Anyway, so I've been looking after the rhubarb. It was in a bit of a poor state, so I did a phosphagen feed, plus afterwards I did the chicken pellets feed on top, so the rain's washing that in slowly. But since then, with a bit of extra TLC and with some water, it's actually putting up lots of new leaves here, down there. Yeah, so it's obviously very happy. That's not doing too bad either. It's got a few shoots. This one's still thinking about it, and I don't know whether that's going to survive the winter, but I'll do my best anyway. It's my dog burying himself in the garden. Anyway, so I've been just transplanting a few things and giving them a good watering, because it was really hot recently. In fact, Tuesday it was really hot, and so I had to make sure that there was water in the hole, then the plant, then the bush, then more water and more water and more water. Yeah, strawberries, don't know what variety they are, but they've got a few flowers on, maybe they're a few stragglers, but we'll see what happens next year, what comes out of them. And just sort of keeping them roughly in boundary at the moment. And asparagus as well. And I read that when the asparagus tops turn brown, that then they're finished for the year, and then you can cut them back. So we'll see what happens. Gooseberries. See, this was all miscellaneous weeds, and then I found out it had potatoes in, or old potatoes. So most likely I'll find some volunteer potatoes in this lot next year. Yeah, gooseberries again, and then looking on to more raspberries. There's raspberries everywhere in this garden. Just turning left to our other allotment. So I'm going to come out of this gate and walk over the path, and there will be another gate very shortly, and then rehash things so we can get to things. So I've got winter sprouting broccoli or something like that. I planted nasturtium seeds. They took covered top to tail in cabbage white butterflies. Polytunnel's doing fine. It's faring up quite well, so let's see how we go. I've got a couple of vines in there, and we've got 2 strawberry patches, and the dahlias. Dahlias went. I'll go a bit closer. The dahlias went catalogue bought. They were just straight from Lidl. And I'm not disappointed. If I want to specialise in something later on, I will do. But the raspberry cage is doing. We've got raspberries in this allotment. This is our first allotment. Right. I've got room to plant things as well there. It was just there was too many last year. There was just too many weeds to combat. So I decided that I would cover the lot in membrane and then cut the holes in with a burner. And anything that peeped their heads out of the holes that wasn't the plant that I planted, then it went. So we lost all the strawberries, all the tomatoes to tomato blight, every single one. But yeah, I'm envious of those people who managed to get tomatoes this year. But never mind. Go on back this way. Okay, so coming towards. So this is an allotment that we took on this month, 1st of September. Still got to get in here and do a little bit of weeding and a bit of thinning. The berries need picking. They're doing quite nice. Way too long. The greenhouse from the back end. This is the raised bed, so I'm going to have to move this. So we've got lots of soil to move out of this. So I've just been transplanting the plants out of there and take the soil out. Yeah, the artichokes are doing marvellous. Beautiful plants. So I'd say about 4 foot now, 4 foot. And I bought these as plugs. Came through the letterbox. And they've never looked back. But like I said in one of my previous posts, that they are pretty, but they're so brittle. And if you go anywhere near them, you can hear them snap. And if you like them, for instance, here, it just broke. It's a shame. They need their own space. But at least they've put that on. Put that little show on. Very pretty. Yeah. So this coming year, it's going to be just beans coming up here, So we got bedraggled looking potatoes. So there's nothing going to come about them. So I'm going to actually turf that lot out and put some more fresh potatoes in for Christmas. What we've got here? We've got Big Max. So he's quite happy. And there's another 2 over there. They're writing me off okay. Don't know if these cabbages are going to come about anything since we were putting in too late, and I don't think I'm going to get much out of them. I'll get a few leaves in it, if anything. Here's my flower patch. A couple of packets of sunflower seeds and everything, but it was nice anyway, seeing all the butterflies flying into the marigolds and the bees. It's just the right mix, so we'll see what happens next year. My trumpet plant and getting bigger. A tidied up greenhouse, or tidy-ish, so things are coming on fine. And of course, naturally, we had cabbage white in here, and it never twigged. I honestly thought that the stuff that was getting chewed was to do with snails and slugs, but it just didn't twig, and its house now twigged. So I've checked all this, and since then we've not had any problems. I've got to get all this out in the garden. Lettuce is doing okay. I pick some or plant some. I could plant some and I could pick some and then see what happens. If the ones I plant, if they die, well, But yeah, cauliflower igloo, Brussels sprouts, unknown variety. Yeah, one or 2 plants, but they're not that strong. What are these? I don't know. Cabbage Savoy and kale. Got to get the kale out. Come a bit closer. No. Yep. No, come out a bit more. That's better. The basil's quite happy where he is. So yeah, I don't mind growing it. So what have I got here? What was this again? Thyme yeah, time. I was thinking an awful lot about growing, so I don't really use that much anyway. So yeah, late autumn mammoth. Now the question I have is whether I should be planting them out or rearing them on. Who needs an alarm when you've got Yorkshire Terriers? Anyway, so back out here. Oh, dogs always find something to bark at. Rhubarb's doing fine. I think I'm going to take a few strands in before the year ends. Just I need a little bit of a return anyway. This is where all the butternut squash was. So I've just been basically keeping all this moist because I've got all these plants to plant out. And also we're going to split the bed. If I can get back a bit. Good. It's dill that went to seed. Learned a bit about dill. You've got to catch it early, otherwise catch the leaves early. Otherwise, it goes into flower, and then that's that. So we've got the tree spinach. Oh gosh, I've been what, 10 foot now, 10 foot tall. So it had, let's see now, it had pink shoots, and now what it's done is actually put, if I could put that on closer. It's a bit windy, hold on. There. These have got flower head on or something like that. There we are. So anyway, we're going to cut this long bed, just don't trip over anything, in half. So basically we're going to go that way across because it is too wide. And if you want to get, it's nice to have it separated in the middle so you can get to the bed all the way around. So I'm just waiting a little while longer for the tree spinach, which I think is finishing soon, so it's dropping a lot of leaves. Although I did give it a good water yesterday as well, just to make sure that it wasn't just water attributed, so the corn's doing fine. Anyway, the corn's doing fine. I think it'll take a while yet. I've got mini pop, which I believe that's what this is. Let's have a look. Yeah, mini pop. It's not so mini now. So I think what I'm going to do is, because the mini pop, the corn itself is very small, I think it just land up either cutting it into small segments or just cutting down or cutting the corn off the cob and freezing it that way. So anyway, but let's have a look. Yeah. So this is also a long bed. It looks nice, but to get to the middle, to get around it, so let's cut it in half. So everything, yeah. On these are dwarf French beans. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Someone said you can still plant dwarf French beans, and I went out and I got some and I planted them. And well, I mean, if the something comes about, if not, it'll go on a compost heap and everything. So just having a look down here. Well, now we've got to put a little pumpkin at the far end and a little one here. Where is it? Look, there's a diddy one. There, little thing. Okay, so more dwarf French beans. So they've got a bit taller, and of course with the weather being so kind as well, they grew a little bit. So the cabbages, I've really got to get going then. I don't want them. Oh, it's actually bolting. It looks like it's split. Oh dear, honestly. I'm going to have to get that out. There's more work to do. These are all leeks. Need to be separated. They all need to be planted, etc. So, chrysanthemums, not the best, not reared the best, that's for sure. But when you actually, when you're actually doing 2 allotments and trying to grow things and try to rig a garden up as well, sometimes you feel thinner than jam. Anyway, the late cabbages, late cabbages, what they're doing fine. Little hearts here, little hearts, quite solid. Cabbages, the carrots are doing fine. Let's see what they're getting. Well, I'm going to leave them in peace. They'll be ready when they're ready. Probably be taking them out in the winter anyway, so maybe for Christmas or something. So yeah, curly gale, carrots, thinking about it, still not thinking about. Anyway, so lesson learnt about these little mini turnips, snowball, etc. 3 different varieties went in, 3 nice rows. They look very pretty, and then I didn't have the heart to thin them. And then I've realised that you've got to thin them. It's just you just got to say, what the heck, thin them out. Otherwise, you just won't get anything off them at all. So, well, I went in and thinned them out a bit. It wasn't a good solution, that's for sure. It should be done much earlier than what I did. But yeah, peas are doing okay. I'm gonna let these. Where's the peas gone? There. Yeah, peas. I'm just going to let them go to seed and then just collect that for next year. You've got autumn flowering asters as well. These are all the potted strawberries on stilt. So this coming year it's going to be in a drain pipe. I've had 2 crops of spinach and I've just cut it a few days ago and it's bounced back again. So yeah, and the beetroot, well, whatever happens to the beetroot happens to the beetroot. Potato wise, we're out of these fantastic Christmas potatoes. It's got Christmas on the packaging. Only 2 potatoes came about, so I planted up another two pots, and I've got the pots over there with a few morsels, so I'm going to hash them, plonk some potatoes in, and then off we go. Right, so as you see, it's all work in progress here. We've got plenty of work to do. Still some things to erect, and then do some bit of garden design and decide what plant goes where, what vegetable goes where, etc. Anyway, well, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe and give us a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Signing off from Allotmentjoy. Bye.